Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you again with another page 1 team here. This is going to be, I believe, yesterday's rank 20 player. I also believe that they're Japanese, but I don't know them. So, yeah, the team is going to have a lot of safe Mon in there, just and a little bit of bulk as well, but also a little bit of frailty. So let's just go ahead and get into it. It's going to be Vigoroth in the front. And while most of the time in the limited metas, I really am not a fan of Vigoroth. I would like it to be banned in the limited metas. In the open meta, it is kind of just neutral against a lot of things and not as overpowered as it is in the limited metas, which I really don't like them on that are like super dominating like that. So I do like it a lot more in the open meta. And then we're going to have Clodsire kind of in the middle, kind of in the back. Whenever you can find a good situation for Clodsire, definitely fit it in there. Just it can do a lot of damage into its good matchups. So if you get that locked in with the Charger Bug, you can obviously not only handle that, but then come out of that with a ton of energy and just kind of hit things. And we're going to be actually running the Mudshot Earthquake Stone Edge moveset. I actually tried a team with Sludge Bomb from someone else who is actually on the page 1 leaderboard, but I just didn't like the team very much, and I definitely lost a lot of games with that other team that I'm not showcasing. This team did fine, and yeah, the last one's actually going to be the most interesting one on the team. I think it's going to be the Shadow Sableye. So Shadow Sableye, unlike the purified version, does not have the ability to get return on it. So it's actually going to be running Foul Play and Power Gem. So going to have a little bit more play against Flyers, Altaria, and Mandibuzz, which are usually decently good against it. So definitely giving it a little bit of edge there. Also going to have the chance to possibly dominate a Charger Bug too, if you can get a little bit of that energy lead. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it, but first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. It helps me out so much here, and also liking the video apparently helps a ton. So although we haven't gotten into it, watch this video for another 5 minutes, and then if you like it, hit the like button, and then continue watching till the end. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we have a, let's see, are those the right move sets and everything? Yeah, perfect. Over there on the left side, all of the correct move sets on those nameplates. Let's go ahead and get into this game. Talonflame. So before they get to their first move, we definitely outpace to a Rock Slide, but they will outpace to the next move. So that's a thing to think about here. The yeah, Rock Slide is double super effective against the fire and flying typing of Talonflame, which is great, obviously, but gonna be getting hit by this flame charge, and we're gonna hope to get to another move. We do get to the body slam, but they know it's a body slam, so they don't have to shield it. But we have gained the shield advantage, and that is worth something. Probably gonna come in with Sableye, eat this move, and then get this massive farm down. Now, again, I said in the intro, Sableye probably the most interesting mon on this team. When you get energy on a Shadow Mon, you always know that that's gonna hopefully come in handy. It is a Registeel, which is it's good and bad. We can always shield and get through this easily, but Clodsire onto this Registeel would be amazing, and I kind of want to try to catch. I don't get there, so now we're just going to go for a massive farm up, hopefully get to 2 moves. I do get the attack drop, which is quite unlucky, but gonna go probably into Clodsire here. Now they do end up coming in with Cresselia. We have 2 moves. I go for the Foul Play before they can get to a move, but I am debuffed still, so I decide I'm going to come into the Clodsire, bank that Foul Play, and Sableye can finish this out even if they do have Future Sight, which of course they do. I do think people have been moving away from the Future Sight moveset for the most part. Obviously, it's not fully out of the meta or anything like that. I'd say probably 15 to 20% of people still using the Future Sight. Is this Grass Knot? Probably live a Grass Knot, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, if I was to, and it's a random guess, I would love to see stats if anyone collects those types of stats. Maybe Niantic does. I feel like Future Sight not really used too much anymore. I'd again somewhere between 10 and 20%. If I was to guess, 15%. So most people going for the Moonblast because there are so many dark types in the open meta. And this is Open Great League, by the way. I forgot if I said that in the intro. I know I talked about open meta, but yeah, this is Open Great League. They do come in with a whiz, or they led with the Whiscash here. They actually go for the bait on the Mud Bomb. And here's something I definitely didn't know what to do against, is a Gligar swap in. I feel like staying in is fine. The only thing is I already used a shield. I was going to say I'm probably going to use another shield, but I guess we kind of want to allow Sableye to farm this down. I think they're going to shield, and we'll probably end up swapping to Sableye, start getting a little bit of that lead. Probably can end up shielding this. If it is a dig, we really actually are hoping it is, because then it allows us to maybe have the chance to farm this down, and we do get that farm down. Having a ton of energy on the Sableye is amazing. Yeah, probably going to throw this energy if they do end up coming in with a Whiscash. I was just thinking about the count. I think they were at 5, so they would have been 1 away here. Oh, no, just a few away from the Scald. Does a Scald KO here? I hope not. Oh, they end up going for Mud Bomb again. That's weird. Why would they go for Mud Bomb again? That's really strange. I was already out of shields, unless they missed the shield count there. This is going to be close. We really don't want to throw the Stone Edge till we have to. We'd love to throw after a Brave Bird. We end up CMPing here, so if it is a Brave Bird, which doesn't make sense that it would be, then we would be doing the damage here. But unfortunately, I think we are going to end up being in Brave Bird range. Are we? Clodsire is super bulky. I don't know if I'm actually in range of Brave Bird or not. I feel like I am, but I can't really risk it. I want to do as much damage as I can. Hopefully get this down into, like, I don't know, farm down range. Sableye still has a decent amount of HP, but it is the Shadow variant, so it's going to be getting hit pretty hard. We're really going to hope for the fast attacks to be enough here. They did Brave Bird at the end of the day, so they are double defense dropped, but we just barely miss out on that one there. Okay. End up missing, not a good edit here, but hopefully stayed here for this amount. So Azu's tough. A lot of people are moving to the Hydro Pump moveset. I will say that I also moved to it for some Pokemon Play event. I do think people are going to be using more Hydro Pump. I would say probably more than half the people are using Hydro Pump at this point. So it ends up being really scary in the back to decide whether or not you want to bring it. This guy ends up having Ice Beam as I'm talking about that. It becomes really scary. You can see the frame drops are crazy in this game. I mean, the game's not in the best state right now. But it looks like it's coming back, I guess. But yeah, it ends up being tough for your backline here, and Vigoroth's not great against the Zimmerl either. As you can see, they've already taken a shield, but hopefully we do get the shield back, and if they do end up shielding, we'll end up farming down with Sableye, but they'll probably just let this go. Actually, probably end up coming in with Clodsire, since they're not going to get to another move here, and I can get actually a ton of farm with the mud shots. Yeah, we end up getting 4 mud shots in here. And with the Zoomer on the front, hopefully you're going to have a chance to have some play here with the Clodsire. Okay, ends up being Trevenant. This still does about half. So 2 of these plus a little bit more damage is basically half. And we're going to get that extra damage in there with the Shadow Claw. They end up coming with the Stunfisk. It is an interesting spot that we're in here, because Sableye is actually pretty good against Stunfisk, but the question is, do I want to use my shield here? Do I think I live in Earthquake? I don't think I do, so I'm going to end up saving the Sableye a little bit, plus if I can get 1 more Shadow Claw into that Trevenant, I'm going to be so good, but I'm not going to outpace the 2 moves here. But the good thing is if they do shield, I'm not going to outpace to the 2 moves, but if they do shield as well, I'm going to come in with Clodsire and hopefully get the farm down here, or get it down enough to where I can outpace to the Stone Edge against their Shadow Ball. And I do want to go for the farm down. I don't even care if this is an Earthquake. We will survive an Earthquake, and I know they're not at a move yet on Trevenant, so we just want to make sure they don't catch, and I think that the Mud Shot ended up KOing anyways what's it called, the Stunfisk. All right, Quagsire, honestly, seeing it here in the front is better than anything. I do throw before they can get to the Stone Edge. It takes them 7 Mud Bombs to get to that first Stone Edge, 6 to the second. I decide that I think they're going to go for the Stone Edge. If I remember right, this guy ends up baiting me. I played these games 5 hours, 40 minutes ago. Actually, probably about 5 hours ago. It's around 9:30 right now. They do come in with Annihilate. I'm going to shield and try to go for the farm down. I really need this to be a Shadow Ball, though. If it's a Night Slash, we're in a little bit of a risky range. So I decided to throw before they get to the next the Night Slash, just to maybe preserve a bit of health here. Okay, they end up just taking it. I kind of wish I got that extra Shadow Claw in. Would have brought them down into a farm down range for something. Now I don't know what to do. I end up coming in with Annihilate. And even though this is double resisted Body Slam, I don't want to take a Shadow Ball on Clodsire. That was kind of the reasoning there. If they do end up coming back in with Quagsire, this is kind of good for me. I think they had the 1 turn delay coming in here, so I don't think this is CMP. Oh, it was CMP. Okay. I want to get one more counter off if I'm being honest, but I don't get it. Did we see what's in the back yet? No. What can I truly beat? Chargebug would be a good one for me. If I get a massive farm down, I could beat. Okay. The thing is, one Stone Edge does not KO here. I kind of have to go for this Stone Edge. Obviously, we lose CMP, so I decided to go for one more. I could go for one more here. It's not like I would take the damage, but I'm also so far... Do I get this farm down on the Quagsire? I feel like it's got a little bit too much HP. Oh, he needed 2 mud shots. Oh, we definitely died to the Aqua Tail. I think even a Stone Edge would KO if they wanted to be him, but they weren't at it. Damn, tough game. All right, Guzzlord here. This is obviously really good for us. The only thing is I don't want to take a crunch here, and they can definitely go for the crunch in the zeros. So I decide I'm going to shield this first move. They end up throwing on weird timing here. Fine for us, I guess. Actually, even better for us. They definitely never make it to another move. They end up coming with the Azu. I'm really wishing I had the Clodsire with the Sludge Bomb there. But to be honest, again, we already saw one Azu with Ice Beam. Again, I think more people are running Hydro Pump, so I'm more willing to just stay in the matchup here with Vigoroth. If they decide to let me get a third Body Slam off, that would be amazing. But they don't. I know they're 4 away from the next play rough. But, yeah, I guess I could end up shielding if they go up to the Hydro. Okay, and I do call that. Okay, well, we're going to get a little bit more energy. They end up coming in with the Guzzlord here. I'm fine with this KO. To be honest, we would always have to have thrown a move at this Guzzlord. Now we're going to be able to at least see the switch, or if they come back in with the Azu, we'll at least know it. And even if they do come in with the Azu, we'll get enough energy to go through that. This is tough. So they have 2 shields, right? This is why I'm going for the Stone Edges here, because I figure I'm trying to do as much damage as I can. I know I'm not in like 2 Body Slam range either. Maybe I'm in 2 Power Whip range with all the licks. I probably am. Even a Power Whip after this might be enough. But another Body Slam will not KO. I ended up getting this shield here. I'll probably just go straight another Stone Edge here. I know their switch is still not up. And again, we have the Shadow Sableye, which is a saving grace. Honestly, getting this Azu down a little bit is fine as well. They end up shielding. I know that they're 4 away from the play rough here, so I can CMP on the foul play. And now I have to hope this foul play is enough. Again, we are running the Shadow variant, so this is fine. It does make it to where I can possibly go for 2 foul plays here. Remember, the third foul play only takes 5 Shadow Claws. So it may not seem like I gained an energy advantage. Oh, which I didn't, because they end up going for the play rough, and I'm not going to make it to 2. So now we're really hoping that this one is enough. I think they end up surviving by a little bit. But we're going to hope the Mud Shot is good here, and we have enough bulk to outlive this. Lickitung. Alright, Skarmory. So this is the way to play the Skarmory matchup out, at least the way I like. I like letting them throw first if they want to throw. If they end up not throwing, that's fine. We'll go for the Rock Slide. This can always be Brave Bird, so I shield. I'm going to throw the Rock Slide, and in the 1-0 shield, you always outpace to 2 Rock Slides, and it always KOs, with all the counters being added up as well. Obviously, this is the 0 shield, the 0-1. I'm also... the 1-0, sorry, you shield once, they shield 0 times. I'm also willing to totally go for the 2-1 as well, which you can basically shield this and get the farm down, I believe. So I'm fine going into either of those scenarios. I think they happen multiple times in this video, so just it's the way I like to play out that matchup, and I think here I probably really wish I had switched to the Sableye before they got all this energy, right? Because now an Earthquake really sucks. It's not going to KO me by any means. Clodsire is a very bulky mon. It's just a neutral move at the end of the day. But this is a lot of damage to put on a mon that can possibly do a lot of damage if given enough resources. So we end up giving like no resources to this guy. But he does end up taking the shield here, which is nice. But this Clodsire is in an awkward amount of energy, an awkward amount of HP range. So I could come in with my own Clodsire, knowing that I live in Earthquake. But I could also try to go for the double body slam. They do end up switching into the Lantern here. I think the switch is going to be almost up for me. It is up. So I get to a move and then I switch out because I'm fine taking one surf. I'm actually fine taking two surfs here. I need to build up an energy advantage to throw an Earthquake at this Lantern and outpace an Earthquake on the other mon as well. I don't win CMP, so I go up to literally 100 energy here. Probably should just throw Earthquake right away, but I didn't know exactly if I was at that 100, so I ended up going for another mud shot. Doesn't affect me too much. Another thing to think about is you are double resisting those. Did we lose this? I feel like 3, 4, 5. No, we win. Okay. So this body slam doesn't KO, but I did go up to 2. We do win CMP against Clodsire, and I believe they are at the Stone Edge right now. Yes, we win the CMP. Man, these games are close. I will tell you, this team is difficult. Very technical team. A lot of two-turn mons, which usually ends up meaning that they're very technical games that you're going to have to play out with energy knowledge, energy management, good switches, fast switches. Yeah. And these, I mean, to be honest, that's how you want the game to be. You want it to be at least a good game for you on all sides, which is why you would run kind of this neutral lead and neutral swap. But the games are hard. But it just means you have to get better if you end up starting to lose a lot here. You would die to a dig here, so I do end up going for the shield here. We are outpacing at this point. I'm fine going to the zeros here. I'm sorry, the twos. They would win. But then I actually try to just snipe this down. But they're fast on the move here. They're going to get the dig off. That's fine. We do end up seeing their last... Oh, this was the lead, right. So they end up catching here, actually on a Cresselia. Weird choice. But I get it. They want to go all in on their Magnezone. Again, it's kind of like the last game, but the opposite for our opponent, rather. They want to give Magnezone all the leads that it can give, and since they already two-shielded, the most it can give is now all this energy. And yeah, they're going to end up at a full wild charge here, and if we didn't have this amazing hard counter pick, maybe it could have been really risky. Even a Gligar here at the end for us wouldn't have been enough. We needed the full ground. All right, Gligar lead. This, again, pretty neutral. 2 body slams is enough usually. I don't like taking the dig here, though. It does a lot of damage, and I do like seeing whether or not they want to go down to the 1s or even the 2s. Getting the shields out of the way could lead for Clodsire to do a lot. Now, it will adversely affect Sableye, although I probably would just let this... I was going to say you could let the Vigoroth go. You could actually farm down with Sableye. Give yourself a little bit of a lead on Sableye. But now I guess I'm just seeing if they have... if they want to lose switch and if they have a Charger Bug here in the back. Ends up being a Feraligatr. Luckily enough, we are at 1 counter lead because you do pace to this the same amount, the same speed rather. But this is really scary, to be honest. They have a huge energy advantage here on Feraligatr. I can't rightfully bring in Clodsire, so I'm gonna have to bring in the Sableye, and I'm basically sacking Sableye to this thing. He ends up going for CMP, which is weird. Because, yeah, although we win CMP, we're going to get this out of there right away. We're definitely not in danger of dying there. And it's just going to be Clodsire against the back, whatever you got. Oh, wow, they ended up switching into Empoleon here. Okay, we need a huge energy advantage, right? They are at 1, so we need to be 3 away from the next Stone Edge, and we are, and that's going to be GG. Energy management. I said it in the last battle. You need to have your timings down. You need to make sure you know what they're at and what you're going to be at, or what you're going to need to be at if you have enough room to carve that out. All right, Skarmory. I literally don't play this any differently anytime. I don't go for baits. I go for the for sure thing. I try to let them throw first. I almost always shield because they can Brave Bird. And yeah, just gonna go for the Rock Slide. You can go one over the second Rock Slide and you'll outpace them no matter what. Yeah, and you'll also KO them no matter what. So they end up coming in with a Trevenant. I'm going to go for this Rock Slide. They can CMP me if they want. C-Bomb did get increased damage, so this will probably end up KOing me. That's fine. I'm going to come in with Sableye, do as much fast attack damage as I can. I will just shield the Sableye also to do that fast damage. Okay, so we saw this a little earlier. You're fine taking 2 Surfs. That's fine. The problem is the 3rd Surf, and they have 2 shields, so the question is, do I go for the Earthquakes? Yes, I do. So while we have a shield deficit here, our health is going to be our shield, since we can basically shield 2 of these for free, and they're never going to farm us down. They have Spark. Now, the thing is, when you get into these weird 2 shield scenarios, or like 5 charge attack scenarios, the clock will come back up. So we have to be careful of a swap. But at the same time, I thought they were going to wait for me to get to Earthquake, so I do decide to throw this Stone Edge just to get damage off. And I can switch here. Totally fine taking this Surf on Sableye. Again, using health as a resource. And I can go for... Well, I have to shield this now, but we do have a big energy lead. They obviously did throw the Seed Bomb, and they threw a couple after, but this is going to one-shot the Trevenant. Trevenant, very squishy Mon. At this point, Sableye also a Shadow Mon, so a lot of damage coming through. Farm down the Lantern, that's GG. Alright, for Alligator, not a Mon you want to see with this team, I'll tell you that much. It wins CMP against Vigoroth, and Vigoroth's your best matchup against this. Again, you can take one, and they can take one also, but honestly, if they end up taking this, you can decide to shield or not. Honestly, I'll probably end up shielding this Body Slam. Oh, they end up trying to catch. I decided not to go for CMP since I lost anyways, and I already had thought in my mind I will shield their next move if I need to. If you did notice one thing there, I did go one above Vigoroth's. I did go one counter past because I want to be able to outpace that for Alligator later if I need to. And really, really unfortunate CP here. If this is Brave Bird, I'm cooked, but it isn't. And if they come back in for Alligator, we'll at least get a little bit of fast attack damage off. I'll use my shields to just do fast attack damage to it and hope that Clodsire is good in the back. And they end up throwing here. Great. I'm letting this go. Coming back in with Vigoroth. I'll probably shield once, farm down. If they're in range of that. Because, again, Clodsire just no fast move pressure. Again, and whatever they were switching into here, I was switching no matter what. If you think they're going to Shadow Ball, definitely shield. And they end up Shadow Balling. I'm going to go straight Earthquake here. Annihilate is pretty squishy. And again, while Clodsire isn't the most high damaging move since it's very bulky, I'm totally fine throwing these moves out. Technically, I live a Shadow Ball here, but I do decide to shield this. I do think Ape will live. Yeah. This is going to be a little weird. I do have energy on the Ape. Rainer Rangel just subscribed. So random since I'm recording this video offline. But thank you so much for that subscription. If you haven't subscribed, be like Rainer Rangel. All right, Charge-a-Bug, we hard switch into this, and they obviously hard switch out. We do have Mon that can handle the Charge-a-Bug later. We just want to be up energy, so I do go into this Mon knowing that they'll end up switching, and we'll have a decent energy lead here. While Goodra does have Aqua Tail, which is going to be super effective against Clodsire, it does not have Stab, same type attack bonus, so it's not really doing that much. And they switched out a little slow because they were running a 4-turn move in Volt Switch, so I am able to get to that Stone Edge before they were. Technically, they're not going to get to 2 moves here, so I could go for the shield, but I decided not to. Again, we want to go for that energy advantage. I do come in with Vigoroth, 1 Aqua Tail, not that bad. I'm going to be able to farm this all the way down after this. They're going to be out of energy here, even though they did farm up a lot. Just takes a lot of time for Dragon Breath to get to a move. Yeah, and they end up trying to go for good timing over and over on this matchup, and I'm totally fine for you going for good timing because it's helping me out so much. I get 2 Rock Slides off, which is 1 shield, and they're going to throw energy here, and we did like 80% of this HP, so I can use one shield here on Sableye, get the free farm down here, and hopefully one shield up Sableye, Shadow Sableye, is enough to take out whatever's in the back. If I remember right, it ends up being Mandibuzz, which luckily enough we do have Power Gem. I don't know how much this does, not really a big user of Shadow Sableye, just something I don't use very often. It is good, obviously, and it looks like 2 Power Gems is going to be enough, and they're definitely not going to outpace to multiple moves here, so I'm just going to get to this Power Gem, and that should be GG. Luckily we have very good timing on all of these moves throughout this match, and it's enough. Very tough game there. Again, for Alligator, tough for the team. It outpaces our backline. It's super effective against Clodsire, and but Vigoroth does double resist Shadow Claw. That's something. It does win CMP against us, and I didn't know what to do here, so I ended up throwing this Body Slam as a way to stop the clock, and maybe I just go into Sableye, and I want to, oh, that's where I always am trying to go one above what I possibly will CMP against the Feraligatr, because I know I'm going to need to win. I can't win CMP, right? So I need to go for that extra damage. This is CMP, though, against the Clodsire. Has a lot of HP here. Do I think I can farm this down with Clodsire? If I don't, I need to farm down with Sableye, and hopefully I can get this shield back with a Foul Play. I'm just going to throw Foul Play blind here. I'm assuming that it is going to be Feraligatr. They get the 0 turn, so I'm going to, or they get the 1 turn switch in, so I'm going to actually get a extra Shadow Claw in, and we have those Body Slam ready, which is nice, but they did get the extra Shadow Claw in against the farm down, so that's tough, but they end up not throwing here, and they do have a Sand Slash in the back. I probably should have thrown Rock Slide here, at least as neutral, and I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can to it, and they end up shielding, so I'm just going to come in, and a Stone Edge will probably be enough here. I can shield this. Drill Run technically does more damage to us. All of its moves are super effective, especially if it's running the Powder Snow Fast Attack. Alright, this was a bit of a long one, but I did play this team for a long time today. It was very fun. Yeah. Very technical. You definitely have to know your counts. You definitely have to know what things are switching in and be quick on the draw. But yeah, a fun team, and obviously it's neutral against a lot of things. Obviously this person hit page 1. It's a very good team. Yeah, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. Like Rainer Rangel, again, shout out. So random when someone subscribes while I'm in the middle of making a video. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.